fall evening, in a small Midwestern town, a young man was driving home from work. He was feeling cold because his old car's heat was not working. Suddenly, he saw an old lady, stranded by the side of the road. She was standing in front of her car with the car's hazard lights blinking. Despite the dim light of dusk and fog, he could see she needed help. Though he was in a hurry to get home to his family, he couldn't ignore the lady, in such desperate need of help. He pulled up in front of her luxury car and got out, with his old clunker still sputtering, as he approached her. Though he had a friendly smile on his face, the lady was still worried. No one had stopped to help her, in the last couple of hours. Why did he stop? Was he about to hurt her? She just didn't feel safe. He looked a little dirty, even hungry. He could also see that she was frightened, standing out there, in the cold. He said, "I'm here to help you, ma'am. Why don't you wait in the car where it's warm? By the way, my name is Brian Anderson." In her ambivalence, she couldn't say anything, let alone introduce herself. Well, all she had was a flat tire, but for an old lady, that was bad enough. Brian crawled under the car looking for a place to put the jack, skinning his knuckles a time or two. Soon he was able to change the tire, but he had to get dirty, and his hands hurt. As he was tightening up the lug nuts, she began to talk to him. She told him that she was from St. Louis, and was just passing through. She couldn't thank him enough for helping her. Brian just smiled as she started to walk with him toward his old car. The lady asked how much she owed him. Any amount would have been fine with her. She had already imagined all the awful things that could have happened, had he not stopped. Brian never even thought about charging her for his service. To him, this was not a job. This was helping someone in need, just as there were plenty of people who had given him a hand in the past. He had lived his whole life that way, and it never occurred to him to act any other way. He told her that if she really wanted to pay him back, the next time she saw someone in need of help, she could give that person the assistance they needed. "And think of me," Brian added. He waited until she started her car and drove off. It had been a cold and depressing day, but he felt good as he headed home, disappearing into the twilight. A few miles down the road, the lady saw a small cafe. She went in to grab a bite to eat, and take the chill off, before continuing on the last leg of her trip home. It was a dingy-looking restaurant. There were some small shops. The whole scene was unfamiliar to her. The waitress came over and brought a clean towel, so the old lady could wipe her wet hair. She had a sweet smile. A smile that even the exhaustion of being on her feet the whole day couldn't erase. The lady noticed the waitress was nearly 8 months pregnant, but she never let the strain and aches affect her attitude. The old lady wondered how someone who had so little could be so giving to a stranger. Then she remembered Brian. After the lady finished her meal, she paid with a $100 bill. The waitress quickly went to get the change for her. When the waitress came back with the change, the old lady had slipped right out the door. The waitress wondered where the lady could be. Then, she noticed a note on the table where the lady was sitting. The waitress quickly picked up the note and read it. There were tears in her eyes when she read what the lady wrote. "You don't owe me anything. I have been there too. Somebody once helped me out, the way I'm helping you. If you really want to pay me back, here is what you do. Do not let this chain of love end with you." The waitress also found another $400 on the table. Well, there were tables to clear, sugar bowls to fill, and people to serve, but the waitress made it through another day. That night when she got home from work and sat on a couch, after taking a shower, she was thinking about the money and what the lady had written. How could the lady have known how much she and her husband needed the money? With the baby due next month, it was going to be hard. She knew how worried her husband was, and as he lay sleeping next to her, she gave him a soft kiss and whispered, soft and low, "Everything's going to be fine. I love you, Mr. Brian Anderson."
Moral of the story is: what goes around comes around. You do good, you will get good in return. Always be helpful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this story, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe and share our channel. Please hit the bell icon to receive notification of our new videos. We love to hear from our viewers, so please comment and let us know how you feel about our stories. Thank you.